Hi, this is Marisa Peer, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about RTT. RTT means Rapid Transformational Therapy. It's a technique that I've created to kind of rival NLP, and I'm always getting asked, but what is it? So I've been a therapist for over 30 years, and in being a therapist, I very quickly saw what worked and, of course, what didn't work. And I really went off that idea of who were coming into a therapist every week to talk about their problem or their pain, because I found that just doesn't work. So I created RTT. And RTT is actually a formula for success. It's a specific method I use. It's almost called, many doctors are telling me, look, what you're doing is practical neuroscience. And what happens is if you use some repetitive phrases, a particular voice, and get the brainwave to a particular brainwave, you can bring about really, really fast change. Now, I'm always excited by fast change. Even when I'm speaking to an audience, my big thing is I want to create massive change, but with really simple stuff that isn't work. And I've been asked for years, please teach me your method, teach me your method. So finally, I put together my method and I decided, well, that's a great name for it because it is rapid, it is powerfully transformational, and it is therapy. So that's what RTT is. And I've taught 1,000 graduates who are getting phenomenal success all over the world. And every day I get emails and letters going, wow, this is me for the rest of my life. I've been a therapist, but I was always looking for the missing bit, or I've been a practitioner. I've even had a doctor who trained with me who gave up her practice and said, I just want to do RTT because it's all about results. So some of the techniques in RTT, which I particularly love, are that, of course, it does the regular stuff. People tell me about their problems, and I'm like a detective. I'm looking for the cause, because there's always a cause of problems. Babies aren't born with fears or phobias or addictions. They definitely don't lack self-esteem, and they're not lacking in confidence. We acquire all of these things. So RTT, the first thing it does is find out why you like this. How did you get to be like this? What happened? Where did you get to be the way you are? Because many people go, I was just born like that. No, you were not born like that. No one's born with a fear of flying. Look around a plane, you'll never see a baby that's scared. In fact, they find it all terribly exciting. So the first thing is you were not born like that. Let's identify why. And it's what I call being a good detective. When you train in RTT, you look for why, how, where, when. And for many clients, they go, wow, that was my light bulb moment. That was my aha. That was my illuminating moment. Suddenly it all made sense. Everything clicked into place. I say, wow, that's why I do that. I never knew that. And that's wonderful. Some people go, no, I already knew that. I knew why I did it, but I still do it. Because being a good detective and finding out why is the first part of RTT. The second part's rather like being a dentist. Now we're doing extractions. We're removing that stuff, putting people back together again, only better. So I used to, as an early therapist, do what most hypnotherapists do: regress a client back, have a look at why, explain to them why, and then give them an audio to change them. And then I learned some extraordinary stuff. The first one was, it's not even the scene they go back to, it's the meaning they attach to it, the interpretation of an event. And a good therapist will explain to a client, oh, you do this because of that. But I realized, no, let the client explain it to you, because it's so much better for them, because they get it when they go, yes, I see. That led to that. That event in my life is why I do that. When they could explain it to me, I knew they got it. I knew they were powerfully transforming right in front of my eyes. But something else, when you learn the technique, when you become an RTT therapist, imagine what that's like. Your client does the work for you. So you don't have to have years of skill to do this. And then I learned 6 powerful things that I started to do with clients after we'd worked out together what it's really all about, I'd have them go back to those scenes and go, it's not me, because, and that changed their lives in 5 minutes. And then I did something called upgrading the child that I'm immensely proud of, that is taking the child away from that scene and installing them in the life they have today. And then I did something called becoming a loving parent to yourself. And people write to me and go, that was for me. That was the gold. When I realized I could become a loving parent to myself, I could give myself what I've always wanted. Wow, did I ever change when I did that? And then there's something else called the praise you've always wanted, dialoguing with someone that hurt you. So each of these little techniques takes a few minutes, but the results were profound. And then I would go into the final part, which is giving the client a recording and wiring in the changes, hardwiring, because it is a form of practical neuroscience, or what doctors call neuroplasticity. We have neural pathways that go, I'm no good, I can't do that, I'm just not good enough, I'm not lovable enough. And what RTT does is it changes those pathways from where you were and what you believed about yourself once to what you're going to be and what you believe about yourself now. While the recording absolutely changes those pathways, because the mind learns by repetition. The 6 little techniques I put in first, it's not me, upgrading the child, merging the child, becoming a loving parent to yourself, they really change the pathways super fast. So it's rewiring yourself, it's rewiring who you are, because we're all born loaded with potential, full of self-esteem, with extraordinary self-belief. That's why babies never quit on walking or feeding themselves or talking, even though they get a lot of it wrong. But adults are so easily damaged by rejection, by criticism. So RTT shows you how to dialogue with yourself, how to have a brain that is a cheerleader, your best friend, your most devoted parent, your most supportive ally, always going, you can do that. This has got your name on it. You can absolutely do that. You're lovable, you're wonderful, you're talented. So RTT is really 33 years of profound therapy, learning what works, learning what doesn't work, giving you what works, but giving it to you in a very particular way so that you can't fail. And many of my graduates, people trying to come out and go, you know, I took the formula, the 8 steps you printed off, and I only did 4. And oh my God, I fixed someone's stutter. I worked with someone who'd wet the bed for 30 years. I got half of it wrong, and I still got extraordinary results, because it is a formula for success. It is foolproof. I've spent so long finding what works and putting it together in a foolproof way. And if you do it, it works. We know that even a therapy that's not great still has results. Even ineffective therapy still gets some results. Imagine what this effective RTT does. It's why doctors are training in it. It's why mental health practitioners, existing therapists come to me and go, I just want to learn your method. People fly to me from all over the world, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, South Africa, America, to learn these techniques because they're so powerful. Even I, who created it, am stunned and thrilled by what it's doing and by what people I trained just a year ago. I trained a girl last June, and she was on national television in America 3 months later. One of my graduates got her own radio show. One has got her own newspaper column. They're always popping up somewhere with these phenomenal results, because RTT is results driven. It's not about talking about your feelings every week. It's about fixing you. It is highly solution orientated. I'm really proud of it. My live course, I think I've done 8 now all over the world, and it's turning out extraordinary therapists. Often people who've had no therapy background, no therapy training, are doing phenomenal work. And then I have an online course And that too, I've had people writing me from New Zealand. A doctor wrote to me and said, I just took your online course. It has totally, dramatically transformed my son that had some neurological issues. And it's a wonderful thing. Every day I wake up to letters, emails, posts saying, wow, look what happened. I used to get letters from clients pretty much every day. Now I get letters from people I've trained going, this is the best thing. I love what I do what I love. This is the best job in the world, because it changes people. If you want to change the world, you need to change people. That's how you change the world. And if parents could do RTT on their children, we would stop bullying. We could do so much. And so I know that RTT, I'm already talking about it going into the school system in a part of America. I'm in discussions to have it go into the prison system. It's really exciting. I don't want to change the world. I just want to change people. And that's what RTT is doing. That's why I love it. That's why I'm so proud of it. And that's why I know that you will love it too. So if you want to find out more about RTT, what it is, what it could do for you, how you could train in it, how you could just learn more about it, just click the link below and you can find out even more about my technique, RTT, Rapid Transformational Therapy. It's taking the world by storm, and I'm thrilled about that. See you soon. Check out my next video here.